Before we step into the shadows of Nevada and unlock one of the most mysterious military secrets in American history, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment. Because once we walk through those gates, there's no turning back. For decades, Area 51 has been this legendary black hole of secrecy, right? Just an isolated patch of Nevada desert where the truth and all the crazy myths just blur together. Some people call it the birthplace of modern espionage. Others are convinced that alien spaceships are sleeping in its hangars. But you know what? The real story, the human story, is actually far stranger than most people realize. So today, we're going to peel back those layers of secrecy and get to the heart of what Area 51 is all about. So where does this all start? Well, it's not with aliens. It begins with an enemy much, much closer to home. See, after World War II, the Cold War was tightening its grip on the world. The Soviet Union was making these terrifying leaps in technology, and the United States was basically flying blind. Picture this. It's 1954. President Eisenhower knows America is in a tough spot. He desperately needs eyes in the sky over the USSR to see what they're up to. So the hunt begins for a place, a totally secret place, to build and test a revolutionary new spy plane. And they find it here, Groom Lake. A dry lake bed, walled in by mountains, completely invisible from any major road. It was absolutely perfect. And so the government simply carved out a piece of the map and gave it a name that was designed to mean absolutely nothing, Area 51. And get this, the names they came up with, it was all about misdirection. To try and lure workers out to this desolate wasteland, they called it Paradise Ranch. I mean, the irony, right? Then, when the seasonal rains would flood the lake bed, it got the nickname Watertown. And later, its official radio call sign was Dreamland. Every single name was just another layer of verbal camouflage. Okay, so the very first big secret that Area 51 was built to protect? It was an airplane, but an airplane so far ahead of its time, it accidentally kicked off the entire modern UFO phenomenon. This thing, the U-2 spy plane, was a total game changer. It could soar to over 70,000 feet, an altitude that nobody back then thought was even possible. It was way above commercial jets, way above most military radar. From up there, its pilots could snap pictures of Soviet bases with unbelievable clarity. But down on the ground, something totally unexpected started happening. So imagine you're a civilian, or even an airline pilot, and you look up and see this weird silver thing glowing as the sun sets. What are you supposed to think? It didn't move like any plane you knew. It was just too high, too fast. This single aircraft is what started that first huge wave of UFO sightings across America. And the best part? The government was stuck. They couldn't deny the sightings because to explain them meant revealing the existence of their most secret project. So here's the brilliant part. The CIA just leaned into it. They realized that all these UFO stories were the perfect cover. It was a genius move, really. As author Annie Jacobson puts it, the agency basically nurtured the alien mythology. The more people were looking for little green men, the less they were looking for a top-secret spy plane. But the U-2 wasn't invincible. In 1960, one gets shot down over the Soviet Union, and it causes total panic in Washington. They needed something better, faster, higher, something untouchable. And the answer, born in the deepest shadows of Area 51, was a new program, Project OXCART. And what came out of this project? The A-12. This was the forerunner to the legendary SR-71 Blackbird, and it was an absolute monster. It was made of titanium and could fly at more than 3 times the speed of sound. It could literally outrun any missile they fired at it. But here's the wildest part, the detail that sounds like it's straight out of a spy movie. The titanium they needed to build it, it mostly came from the Soviet Union. So the CIA set up a bunch of fake companies to buy the material from the exact country they were planning to spy on. Unbelievable. So you think the A-12 was the craziest secret at Area 51, right? Not even close. You see, the most audacious project hidden in that desert wasn't an American plane at all. It was an entire squadron dedicated to flying the enemy's jets.
Let me introduce you to a ghost squadron, the 4477th Test and Evaluation Squadron, better known as the Red Eagles. For decades, the U.S. government completely denied they even existed, but they did. They were an elite group of American pilots, and their job was one of the most dangerous of the entire Cold War.
Their mission sounds simple, but it was absolutely insane. First, get your hands on actual Soviet MiG fighter jets through capture, secret deals, whatever it took. Second, fly them to their absolute limits. Third, figure out what makes them tick and find all their weaknesses. And finally, teach American pilots exactly how to shoot them down. And wow, did they learn things. In a program with the codename Have Donut, they actually pitted U.S. fighters against a real MiG-21. What they discovered changed everything. The MiG was a beast in a slow-turning dogfight. So the lesson for our pilots was crystal clear. Don't get into a turning fight. Use your more powerful American engines to hit 'em fast and get out. The core lesson, again and again, was that speed was life. You really can't overstate how huge this was. Everything they learned in those secret mock dogfights over the Nevada desert, that knowledge directly led to the creation of the Navy's Top Gun School and the Air Force's Red Flag exercises. These programs completely revolutionized American air combat training and, no exaggeration, saved countless lives. So you've got all these insane, top-secret projects going on. How in the world do you keep a lid on all of it? Well, you build a fortress of secrecy unlike anything else on Earth. First off, let's just talk about sheer scale. Area 51 is actually just one small part of the much bigger Nevada test and training range, which covers a staggering 2.9 million acres. It's a massive, empty buffer zone designed for one reason, to keep everybody else far, far away. And that buffer zone is just the first layer. The actual perimeter is a web of high-tech surveillance. We're talking motion sensors, infrared cameras, underground sensors, the whole shebang. And then you have the heavily armed guards, the famous camo dudes, who are authorized to use deadly force. The sky above the base is a permanent no-fly zone. They even worried about Soviet spy satellites. Whenever one was scheduled to pass overhead, all outdoor testing would just stop, and they'd rush all the secret aircraft into hangars. Even just getting to work is a classified mission. Every single day, these unmarked passenger jets, known only as Janet Airlines, fly workers in from a private, restricted terminal in Las Vegas. Everyone on board has signed intense secrecy agreements. They are forbidden from talking about their work with anyone, not their family, not their friends, not even coworkers outside their specific department. The whole base is built on a need-to-know basis. You know your tiny piece of the puzzle, and that is it. So fast forward to 2013. The CIA finally, officially admits that, okay, yes, Area 51 is real. But, that just raised even more questions. The Cold War is over, so what are they hiding out there now? The modern alien legend really got kicked into high gear in 1989 by a man named Bob Lazar. He came forward with these wild claims that he worked at a facility near Area 51, and his job was to reverse engineer captured alien spacecraft. Now, his story has been heavily disputed, but it doesn't really matter. He's the one who forever cemented Area 51's place in UFO folklore. But look, let's put the alien theories aside for a minute. The much more compelling question, the one we might actually find clues to, is what real, cutting-edge technology is being tested there today. And this is where it gets truly fascinating. Recent satellite images show these massive new hangars being built, way, way bigger than you'd need for any conventional aircraft. Longtime observers who camp out on hills miles away report seeing these strange, silent, fast-moving lights in the night sky. The best speculation is that Area 51 is now the cradle for the next generation of secret aircraft. Maybe a new stealth bomber, or an unmanned hypersonic drone, or maybe something with a radical blended wing design that looks like nothing we've ever seen before. When you look back, from spy planes that were mistaken for UFOs, to a secret squadron of Soviet jets flown by Americans, the true story of Area 51 has always been stranger than fiction. It really makes you wonder, what incredible technological marvel, currently hidden away in the Nevada desert, is just waiting to change the world? What secrets will be unveiled next?